Yo, 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 welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. We're back on Wednesday, and hopefully my soundboard and video card don't take a shit this week. What's up, Nick?
Nothing, man. I'm gonna just reeze on you at some point.
Yeah, and no, let's kick it. Just kidding. Let's kick it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hulaham Hour. This is episode 65. It is Wednesday, March 4th. We got a lot to talk about this week, and I really don't even know where to start. The thumbnail this week's talking about franchise tags and free agency moves all over the place.
Let's just start with the Rams hating first-round picks.
Yeah, let's just kick it off right there, dude. Let's.
I mean, like, what, 9 years in a row they've given away their first-round pick?
I literally put that in my notes. It says, Rams have said, fuck our first draft pick for how long, question mark.
It's amazing.
Dude, it is kind of incredible, but you know what? I will give them credit where it's due. They've made it work. Why gamble on your first-round pick when you can just trade for one that's good?
Well, if you got the salary cap, I mean, I get it.
I mean, for real, though, like, it's kind of nuts. But, yeah, so they got Chiefs corner Trent McDuffie, who's been proven to be a very, very good player. I mean, who wins that trade?
Dude, the Chiefs got away at drafting fucking assholes, so, and they end up working out.
In the late, like, with these 25 to 32 picks.
Yeah, and they always seem to pan out. So whatever their scout team is, they obviously do something right.
Yeah.
I hope it fails this year.
I hope they both fail. I just want the Lions to win. Which, speaking of Lions, well, actually, no. First thing I'd like to say is some news that we just found out about a little bit ago. But we'd like to say rest in peace to Lou Holtz, one of the greats to ever do it. So, yeah, it always sucks when we lose another member of the football family. But just wanted to say that. But anyways, shifting gears, Sonic and Knuckles are no more. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably are a Detroit sports fan. Have heard this already. However, David Montgomery has been traded to the Texans for an offensive lineman, Juice something, and a couple of draft picks. There's a lot of conversation to be had with this trade. But my first question is, what are Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell's angle with this?
Well, Montgomery said he wanted a bigger role, and I just don't think that was in their plans to begin with. I think we pick up another, like, Tyler Algier, does the same thing for $3 million a year.
Yeah, I know this would be stupid, but what if we got Kenneth Walker?
If we weren't going to pay Montgomery, we sure as hell ain't paying him.
I know, but I just think it'd be kind of cool. That you talk about a 1-2 backfield right there. That's no offense to Demo, but that'd be an upgrade on the Knuckles portion of Sonic and Knuckles.
And I think Walker in free agency, he's already kind of pissed off. They did the same thing with Charbonneau, and he lost a lot of his touches. I think he's going to go somewhere where he's the sole back.
So is Jahmyr Gibbs the, like, unquestionable number one draft pick in fantasy this year now?
Dude, I'm so torn on that because, yes, his workload's going to get more, but is he going to get hurt? Is he going to get overused? Makes me nervous.
I know, because they put up the stats that Montgomery and Gibbs did together last year. And if you know what I'm saying, and if one guy does that, or even 80% of it, it's NFL records across the board. I just, like you said, I hope they can keep him healthy, but they're going to – you can't. I mean, even main backs have somebody to come in. I mean, Reynolds isn't terrible, but the biggest thing that you know, we hired an offensive coordinator that is running back oriented. His run game is his strong suit, and then we do this. So they better have something cooking, dude. Like we better be making a move to get where's I didn't even look. Where are we at like running back wise in the class? Like the scouting combine was over the weekend too. There's apparently just a freaking handful of freaks in nature that coming out of this draft, athleticism wise. But where's the running back class this year? Is there somebody like another Jahmyr Gibbs that we're just been eyeing up for a minute, or?
Well, there is, and he's not going to be available after the fucking 5th pick. Jeremiah Love is going to go in the top 5.
Yeah, he will for sure.
Other than that, I haven't seen anybody that's a freak like that. I think we end up drafting somebody in the 3rd or 4th round and hoping they pan out.
Yeah, or maybe we do make a trade. I don't know. You never know.
I don't see us trading for a backup. I mean,
dude,
Tyler Algier type is
nothing shocks me with the Lions anymore, dude. Like literally, Demo shut down the accusations of him being traded, and then within 18 hours was traded. So
I think between what he was asking and just wanting a bigger role, they looked at it and they were like, "Nah, bro, Knuckles ain't getting a bigger role than Knuckles."
Yeah. But I wish him luck because like that background with Woody Mark or backfield in Texas now with Woody Marks and him are gonna be. It's gonna be a good one. It's if they can get a line and get Stroud to play a little better. I mean, they had one of the best defenses in the league last year. So
well, and Joe Mixon's apparently going to retire from an undisclosed foot injury that nobody will ever talk about.
Yeah, dude, he's just got that thing you get when you're diabetic and you start losing your limbs.
I don't know. I just feel like he blew it off with a firework or something, and nobody wants to talk about it.
It's got to be something dumb like that, right? You'd think. But
there's got to be something wild. It happened in the off season, and
like hooker
nobody
related.
Will even speak about it.
Yeah, like a hooker bit his toe off or some shit.
Like 4 of his toes, apparently.
Like 4 of his toes.
It's just kind of wild, though. Like he's been out. It looks like going to be out for this whole year too. It's like, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. All right, another other big news we got here. Well, first off. Franchise tag wise, there was only 3 this year, correct? And I think they're on our thumbnail, maybe 4. Well, there were 3 franchise tags, and then Daniel Jones got the what was it called again? Like a transition tag, which I've never heard of, but it's because he's injured, and I believe if I read it right, that teams can offer him deals, and he can say yeah, but then Indy has the option to match it.
They do, and it saves them $6 million compared to a franchise tag.
There you go.
That's the main reason you do that.
Yep. And it makes sense in this situation, though. I honestly didn't even know that existed.
I've never seen it used or never heard about it being used.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's super rare, but it makes sense in their situation.
110%. So, but franchise tag wise, you got Kyle Pitts, which
Yeah.
That's one that it is what it is. He ain't gonna hold out. You know what I mean? And he's still gonna. So that's a good one. That's a good one in my opinion. George Pickens, I could see throwing a little bit of a fit about his, but again, he just turned. I think I just saw on PTI it said he turned 25 today. He's so young still. Like, just take the year of the franchise tag.
So here's my question with him though. Are you going to go balls to the wall if you're going to hang that contract over his head? Or you think he's going to half-ass some of his routes to make sure he doesn't get hurt?
Yeah, it's true.
He's pretty much saying, I performed for you, and you told me to get fucked for another year.
The franchise tag, though, from what I understand, don't they make the average of the top 5 players or something like that?
They do, but it prevents them from having a long-term contract if something happens. So if something happens, they can go, well, fuck you, next year you're on your own. Good luck with the minimum.
Yeah. We'll see. It's really hard to go out there and half-ass it in that position, but George Pickens would be somebody that I could see doing that. But maybe
Oh, he's an asshole. He always
yeah.
has. I totally could see it.
But I saw, like, speaking of Dallas before we move on to the next franchise tag, that, like, Dak Prescott's base salary went from $40 million to 1.4.
Yeah, they just turn it into a signing bonus.
Well,
That way
still,
they
but
hit against the cap.
I know, I'm just saying that's crazy restructure. You know, the other people were just like a couple million different, but Dax was huge.
CD restructured his too.
Yep.
I mean, everybody seems to forget, like, these guys aren't losing any money.
Yeah. This is true.
It just gets distributed differently.
This is what bank in Venezuela is that got the money going to end up in.
Yeah, it's just get distributed differently.
Yeah. Yeah, so the last franchise taggy. Oh, shoot. Where are my notes? I just had him top of my head. Oh. No, dude. They're on who is it, Nick? I know I wanted to talk about Trey Hendrickson not being tagged, but I'm trying to think. Hang on. Oh, Breece Hall. God dang it. Breece Hall. That's another one. If you're making $14 million, I think is what his salary is going to be. That's decent money for a running back, especially for a team like the Jets.
That's all they got.
Yeah, it is. It's all they have. They're just trying to hang on to it as long as they possibly can, which I don't blame them. But
and he seems to like it there, honestly. Even with as shitty as the team that they had, I mean, he's never really said like, "Hey, I want out."
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if I'm the Jets, I'm going to sign that guy for life.
Yeah.
You're cool with sucking for life.
Stay in school. Stay as long as you can. Oh man.
Let's talk about the Bears center retiring at 27 after making the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Another Stanford guy that got his grad and said, "Fuck this. I'm not getting hurt." Seriously.
Made his money and bounced.
Andrew Luck. That's the other Stanford guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not getting hit again, and have a nice day.
Yeah.
I love it because the Bears lost 40% of their offensive line. They got to find a new left tackle, too, because he tore his pectoral in the wild card game, and he's done for the year.
Ouch.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck the Bears.
Fuck them. The Bears went from looking for a pass rusher for looking for everybody in the trenches in free agency. I love it.
All right. Stefon Diggs is getting released next week.
As much as his name's been in the media for all the strangulation and all that, I'm not surprised.
Me either, dude. And, you know, like, he's got some possible landing spots here, but I just don't, you know, like they got down Cowboys, Chiefs, Ravens, Texans. One, I don't see him going back to the Texans. I think he had a falling out there, didn't he?
Not really. He was kind of hurt there for most of that year.
He really started coming into his own towards the end of the season until all the headlines started coming, and then I don't know, dude. He's just so much drama, man. He's just like almost another Antonio Brown type without quite that level of play.
He hasn't been that bad though lately. He's been in the news off the field, not as much on the field like he used to be.
Molly.
I could see him calling Josh Allen up. Hey, bro, you need a receiver?
Yeah.
I'll come back to Buffalo. I'm sorry for leaving. Alec Pierce is a big name for me, wide receiver wise, and where he ends up.
Yeah.
If you look at his production, it's not good, but go look at his quarterbacks for the last fucking 4 years. It's not his fault.
Mm-mm. Oh, there it is. It was literally in my notes.
At one point last year, he had a 44-year-old quarterback throwing to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing, dude. I don't know what the Steelers are going to do. We got Aaron Rodgers on Pat McAfee talking about he's pretty much like giving him the middle finger again, like I'm going to do what I want and make the decision when I want. Like he doesn't already know what he's doing. I'm sorry. Like he does. He's just a dick. And
but the Steelers seem a lot less pressed than they were last year, so I feel like they've already had conversations.
Maybe.
And they're just not talking about nothing.
Yeah, it's possible.
They just don't seem as pressed as they did last year in waiting game and, I don't know, you just haven't heard anything, which makes me feel like that they've probably communicated over the year and probably in the offseason.
Tis what it is.
I mean, either way, whether it's young or old, it's a bridge quarterback for your year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, Will Howard isn't the answer. They still got to go out and get somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Why do you think? Well, I mean, the Bengals kind of they're not operationally terrible. That was another thing we can go over this week is the report cards came out for the player rankings for the franchises. Anyways, what do you think's going to happen with Trey Hendrickson in free agency?
I hear Dallas is a huge landing spot. Philadelphia. It'd be cool if he came to the Lions. I don't think we can afford him.
Yeah, and I don't. He's getting older. It's not getting any younger, and he didn't really play that well last year. So I don't know. I could see him landing, like you said, maybe in Philly. Be a nice compliment to their defensive line there, but I also don't want to see them succeed. But
as much as I hate Dallas, they're building their defense back up from the front back, which I kind of like the way they're doing that. So it would make sense for Jerry Jones to spend the money to get a Trey Hendrickson along with Quinnen Williams. They got a couple D tackles. They pay a lot of money.
I love the report cards. I can't wait to get into that in a little bit. I love them. They're so much fun to go over. All right. Kyler Murray's also getting released. I think I texted you earlier and said I could see him doing like exactly what Justin Fields did for the Jets this year, but possibly potentially. And then you chimed in and said just shorter.
The good thing about the Jets is you don't have to worry about seeing over the line because you're going to be running for your life.
Yeah. But remember, I think we've said this before. Somebody said that Kyler Murray looks like a toddler that just stole some candy and is running away from his mom. And I can't unsee him running like that now. So, no,
it's amazing. He's still fast, though. Mom probably never caught him.
So quick, dude. Yeah, he's still quick. That's for sure.
He's still got that lollipop in his hand.
For, like, free agent quarterbacks, where do you put Kyler Murray on your list?
I'd say he's got to be in the top 5. Another one I could see as like a good bridge would be a Geno. I mean, obviously, he's not going back to the Jets. They ruined his life.
Yeah.
After the reserve.
Yeah. I mean, so free agent quarterbacks this year you got, because the free agency class this year is really kind of weak.
It is.
Speaking freely here. You got Kyler, you got Kirk Cousins. You got, potentially Aaron Rodgers, because he's not under contract technically, right?
Yeah, I don't really count that. I think he either plays for the Steelers or he doesn't.
Or he walks, yeah, for sure. But we'll still kind of. No, I'm missing a couple other ones here.
Technically, Daniel Jones.
Yeah, technically Daniel Jones.
And Geno's probably going to be.
Yeah.
Probably Tua at some point.
Yes, that's literally, here it is. I found it in my notes, yeah. Yeah, teams looking at QB options include Vikings, Dolphins, Colts, Cardinals. Yeah, what the hell are the Colts going to do, man?
Anthony Richardson's looking for a trade, and Daniel Jones, I don't know how long he's going to be out. I would assume about half the year. I mean, he tore his Achilles and broke his knee. I mean, that you don't exactly come back quickly.
No.
I don't know what their plan is. If they're going to draft a successor, or they got to have something in mind here. I could see them picking up a Kirk Cousins, though, for the meantime.
Be the best fit.
Or maybe Phillip Rivers really isn't done playing football, and he's just going to show up at training camp.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. I think if he would have won a couple games and got him in the playoffs, he probably would have come back. But since he just didn't make a difference at all, I think he's just like, I'm just old. White flag. Excuse me.
He's on the couch for 5 years. I mean, what did they expect? I don't know, though. I think if you gave him an offseason where he was like, I'm playing football, he wouldn't be good again. But I don't think he'd be as bad as he was.
Yeah. Do you think anybody's going to trade for Malik Willis from Green Bay, too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Miami is the number one suitor for that.
Yeah.
I do. He's got such a small sample size, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, when he played in Tennessee, he was awful. And odds are you're going to go to another really bad team where Green Bay wasn't.
Yeah. You know, I think the probably biggest shock potentially is that the Seahawks are letting Kenneth Walker walk. I think no matter where he lands, he's going to do good. But, like, my God, you're literally letting your Super Bowl MVP walk. Like, whose wife did he fuck? You know?
I don't know. That just shows the amount of faith they have in Charbonnet just being an every down back.
It's true. Where do you think
Obviously,
that puts Charbonnet on the on fantasy draft for next year?
Well, they're a run-heavy team, and assuming his injury heals well, I'd say it puts him in, third, fourth round.
Maybe.
And he's a lot better back out of the backfield, catching passes and running routes than Walker was.
Yeah. For shizzle. Do you really think that the Eagles are going to trade A.J. Brown?
Yes.
Who are your potential suitors for that?
The Bills, the Patriots are definitely the top two I got on there.
Think they get them into a bidding war against each other?
That'd be hilarious.
It would be because they're talent. They want, Eagles reportedly listening to offers, but want massive first-round picks plus for A.J. Brown.
And maybe these teams just go, let's just wait for the season to start and wait for AJ to be an asshole, and then we'll drop our asking price.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's happy there anymore. I mean,
no,
he's made
well,
that pretty apparent.
There's too much spread out. Like, their offense is great, but, Saquon took a hit this year, and so did he, and so did everybody else because they just seemed to have run a different offense over last year. And he just seemed pissed off on the sidelines all season, like you just said. It's just, he's just pissed. Get me out of here.
Well, the difference is, though, all these other players actually care about winning.
Mm-hmm.
AJ just wants 12 catches. He don't give a fuck if they lose by 30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's not really the player you want in your locker room either.
Not really.
At all.
Even Justin Jefferson came out this year and said he didn't give a fuck as long as they were winning games.
Yeah. And he didn't get his 1,000 yards or 100 catches or win games, so...
Yeah, and that's
he's got
why
all
they're
the right in the
third
world to
market.
be pissed. Okay. So that's I think that covers the majority of what's happened the last week or so. I'm happy to be back at it on a normal platform, man. It was cool having you in house last week, but had a good trip down Florida. Good to be back. Played some really shitty golf, and but it just seemed like there's a lot going on. So glad to be covering it all. But I think we're gonna have time to get into some other stuff today too, which is great. But next week is it a week from today that free agency opens?
The 11th is the start of the new year. So yeah,
let's just pull up. Here we go. So franchise tag deadline, it was yesterday. March 9th, legal tampering period begins. So is that when they can start, talking, or?
They can basically draw up the contracts without having them sign on the dotted line.
Gotcha. Okay, and then League New Year free agency begins. Trades allowed at 4 p.m. on March 11th. So, it is a literal week from today. So dude, it'd be kind of sweet if we could do a live episode next week, but we'll get it figured out eventually. But anyways, free agency will open a couple hours before our episode next week, so we will have some very, very fresh content for everybody. Yeah, next week will be a free agency frenzy episode. Really looking forward to it. We'll probably have a good chunk be about that. So looking forward to it. Annual league meetings happen March 29th through April 1st. And then offseason workouts begin in April. The draft is the 23rd to the 25th. We'll have some more coverage on that as that approaches. Then we've got training camp open late July and preseason begins early August. Super stoked. Up. Well, I'm excited for the draft. The draft's in Pittsburgh this year, isn't it?
I do believe so.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm excited to see. It just seems like everybody, after Detroit did what they did, they're like, we got to show out. Like Green Bay, there's a shit ton of people there. I think they lied about the numbers personally, but there was a lot of people there still. So Pittsburgh, be ready, man. It's going to be fun.
That's what it should be, though. The draft should just be a giant party celebrating these guys, welcoming them in the NFL.
Yep.
That's literally what the draft is.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Congratulations. This is the last time I'm going to be nice to you. Now get the fuck on the field and perform.
Yeah. All right. Let's go over some of these report cards, dude. Let's start with the Lions. Our worst area. Yeah. Guess where our worst area was?
Probably stadium.
Offensive coordinator.
Of course you are.
Got a C-. I think that's even being nice. That was our worst area. Nope. So we came in home game field. We got a B- in. I would have to say that has to relate to the turf, but I think we're getting new turf this offseason. So we're gonna see how that pans out. Yeah, food and dining B, nutrients, dietitian A-, locker room A, training room A-, training staff B+, weight room A. Yeah, we got an overall rank of a 9. I think it's out of 10. I don't know, maybe. But again, for the 1 millionth year in a row, I was just scrolling through trying to look at some of this shit, and Kansas City rated their locker room an F again. It's the 8th year in a row. Team travel D-. Locker room F. The Raiders offensive coordinator F.
Fired halfway through the year.
Yep. Los Angeles coordinators offensive coordinator D-. Fired. Oh wait, overall rank. Okay, overall rank is where they ranked. Okay, I gotcha. So we were the 9th out of 32nd team overall. Let's see. I'm just trying to find bad ones at this point because this is just fun. Cleveland Browns locker room F. Treatment of families D-. What are they, beating your wives? Offensive coordinator D+. Special teams coordinator D. Team travel D-. Cleveland got 30th. Cincy got 28. Yeah, they got treatment of families F-. I didn't even know that was a thing. They are beating their wives. They are beating their wives.
They've had that ranking for a few years. That's
oh my God!
Very hesitant.
Home game field D-. How in the world are they at 28th and not last? I can't wait to find the 32nd worst here. So we've got team ownership D+. Good Lord. Nutrition dietitian F. Food dining area F-. Wow, dude, Cincinnati's terrible. Oh, that's so funny. It makes me feel a little better about being a Lions fan. All right, come on. Where's the worst team? All right, the Cardinals are 31st. Here we go. Treatment of families D+. Locker room F-. Now, do you think that locker room rating is them rating the aura of it or the vibe of the locker room as well as the aesthetics of it, or do you think that's just aesthetics?
I think it's the vibe.
Yeah.
Because, you go into, I guarantee, a Cleveland locker room, not everybody's all hyped up, high-fiving and shit. They probably just show up and go to work and fuck you.
God, can you imagine, your literal, employees, grading you and you seeing it, and it's you get a fucking F. You just get an F. You are a failure of an owner. Oh, I couldn't imagine.
They don't give a shit. They're printing money.
Yeah. All right, we got to find... Here it is. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Wow.
Here we go. I'm just going to read them all. Are you ready for this? Treatment of families, F. Home game field, F-. Food dining area, B-. Nutrition dietitian, B. Locker room, F-. Training room, C. Training staff, B+. Weight room, B. Strength coaches, B-. Position coaches, B. Offensive coordinator, B+. Defensive coordinator, C. Special teams coordinator, A-. Team travel, F. Head coach, A. General manager, C+. Team ownership, D-. Wow.
I wouldn't have never guessed that Pittsburgh was dead last.
Me either. Wow, look at this. Everybody just hates where they play. The Seahawks gave their home game field an F.
Really?
But literally gave everything except treatment of families. They gave a B+. They gave everything else an A. And they're number 4.
Well, I think that's part of like the death life and all that. I mean, people getting hurt. Some of these fields are just awful.
Yeah, they are. San Fran.
Like if it rains, you're probably going to tear your ankle out.
Training staff got a C- from San Francisco. That's funny.
No more electrotherapy?
Yeah. New Orleans Saints ranked pretty high. Patriots were down there. Vikings were 2. Oh, and who's 1? Miami Dolphins were number 1.
Really?
Wow. That is interesting. That is very, very interesting. Yeah, they're all A's, 3 B's. Wow. Yeah, Vikings are all A's and 4 B's, 5 B's.
And none of their coaching staff or management's there anymore.
Yeah, seriously, that's freaking wild. Yeah, I always love the report cards. It really kind of tells you where a team is at. I'm curious to see, like, going into next season, if like we took this ranking, you know, and just saw how it actually compared to where teams fell, like in the NFL draft, you know, rankings-wise, it'd be funny. Fun to compare. Okay. That's enough football talk this week, so we'll move on here. All right. It's almost March Madness time, dude. I'm getting really excited. We'll talk a little basketball, and then we'll talk a little golf, and baseball is getting ready for the World Baseball Classic. Red Wings and Pistons still doing decent, even though the Pistons lost to the Cavs last night. Yeah, dude. I know you're going to say your favorite's probably Michigan to win it this year, or would you throw me a curveball and say somebody else?
Dude, Michigan looks great.
Yeah.
But Duke is fucking rolling. I would not want to play them right now.
No.
They're not just beating people, they're killing them.
Yeah, by like a lot. Here we go. Yeah, Duke at number 1, Arizona 2, Michigan 3. Michigan is on a 10-game, or no, I'm sorry, 2-game win streak. Yeah, they're 10-0 on the road. Damn, they're
yeah, because
home
they lost.
How? So they're 13-1 at home. They're 10-2 or 10-0 on the road, and they're 27-2. Where's the second loss at?
They played Duke at a neutral site.
Well, that's funny. State's back up to 8th. I like that. Tom Izzo's got them looking good. They beat Purdue for the first time in Purdue since like 2012 or some crazy shit. Like, that's a stat that I did not want to believe. That Michigan State has not won in Purdue's house since that. Like, that's nuts. That's crazy. State always, Izzo gets them to do it when it counts. And that's what I've always loved about him. He might not have the best team during the regular season, but he always makes the tournament, and he's always going to go far in it. What's your position on the whole Miami of Ohio situation?
I mean, good for you on your year, but you ranked 285 in strength of schedule. To me, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
You don't play anybody good. You've had 7 one-possession games that you pulled out this year against teams like Toledo. Sorry, I'm just not that impressed. I mean, it's pretty cool they're going for the undefeated season, but come tournament time, They're not playing fucking Toledo anymore.
So this leads me to my next question. They are ranked 19th right now in the AP Top 25. I guess this is kind of a weird way to word this question, but one, do you think that they make the tournament if they don't win their conference championship?
Out of 68 teams, I still think they should. I think they should get a shot.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you can't win your conference championship, then everything you claim to do all year.
I think it was like Bruce Perlman was on one of the talk shows talking about the fact that he thinks the only way they're going to get in is if they win their conference championship because there's an automatic bid.
Well, and he's also a little biased because you know who's on the bubble right now is Auburn.
Yeah.
So he's just a hair biased with that.
Yeah.
He's promoting Auburn is what he's doing.
Yeah, well, good for him.
Don't pick these assholes, pick Auburn.
Yeah, don't pick these.
I mean, he was. I still think they should get in, even with one loss. I mean, everybody has a bad day once in a while, but
right.
I still think they should get in. But as for their streak, yeah, it doesn't really mean shit to me. 285th. That's a lot.
It's a lot. How many is that like the worst strength of schedule?
No, I think there's like 330 something.
So close enough, dude. At what point is it just like grasping at straws?
That's what I mean. They in 7 one possession games they won by
Fuck him.
Pretty much. I could see them winning the first round depending on their seeding, maybe. But no, they should at least get a shot though.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, the conference championship should be coming up here soon. Let's see.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week.
Yeah, so this Sunday. Oh, awesome, dude. So, yeah, this Sunday is the last game of the season. Michigan State's going to be a great game.
Should
be a great game. Going to be a really good game. The last time it really wasn't, but it's going to be better this time because it's Tom Izzo in March. So, be look out. Look out. Look out.
And then last time it was just because it was Michigan State, and there's always another state reason.
Yeah, suck it, Nick, all right? Suck it.
State fans are the saltiest.
Yep, you goddamn right we are. Goddamn right. Yeah. All right, moving along. Golf, dude. First big news, Nick. You actually got to watch it last night, but fill us in on some TGL action that happened last night.
Dude, that was one of the best matches I've seen in a while. So 3 holes left. Homa drops a hammer putt. Come back. They're down by 1. Par 3. Tom Kim hits a hole-in-one after throwing the hammer. Absolutely unbelievable. They go up by 1, and then Kevin Kisner on a par 5 clinches it.
Love it.
It was badass to watch that turnaround. The Bay had to just be like, what the fuck
is going on? Yeah, and that eliminated him from the playoffs too, right? Because it was pretty much whoever won that match got in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
absolutely nuts.
Jupiter and Boston this year, their first ever playoff appearance because they both were out last year. And they play each other in the semis.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing to watch, though, that Tom Kim hole-in-one. I mean, it was just a perfect shot.
Yep.
Then Max Homa could have played football. He fucking tackled Tom Kim, dude. It was hilarious.
Leveled him.
It was hilarious. Even Tom Kim's like, I've never been tackled before. I would probably hope not as a golfer.
I don't know. Talk to Scotty.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get into the playoff schedule here in a minute, but I want to go, here's some results. So we had 3 days in a row because on Sunday, Boston took it to Jupiter. 7-6. It was a good match. 7-6 though. They won. LA ended up beating out New York 6-3 on Monday. And then last night Jupiter ended up beating the Bay 9-6. You said Tom Kim he got that hole-in-one with the hammer thrown, correct?
Yeah.
So how obviously they won the hole, so they just get the 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, the guy still, Willis still takes a shot.
But I wonder if they'll make hole-in-ones like an extra point at some point or something, you know?
I don't think so, because now that, especially since I had 2 of them this year, I don't see it. These guys are starting to get used to this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then obviously we got to talk about the ultimate collapse.
Yeah. So real quick before we move on to Genesis, let's go over the playoffs here. And yeah, so coming up on Tuesday, March 17th, we have a doubleheader starting off at 6:30 on ESPN. It will be Atlanta versus LA. And then it will be at 9 o'clock, Jupiter versus Boston. Boston. And then on Monday, March 23rd, we'll have the semifinals. And then on Tuesday, not the semifinals, the finals series. And then on Tuesday, March 24th, it'll either be one game if there's a sweep, or it'll be a doubleheader at 7 and 9 if they need to play that third match. Who you got, man?
Dude, I like Boston, but it's hard to pick against LA. Fleetwood, Morikawa, Justin Rose, like they're just playing tremendous golf right now.
They really are, dude. And Atlanta won it last year, so I'm hoping they don't win it this year. But you want to know, I'm going to just take like an unpopular pick here. I'm going to take Jupiter for the sole reason that I would not shock me if Tiger plays in the playoffs.
I don't think so. I think he's saving any bit of strength he has to play the Masters.
You're probably not wrong, but I'm just optimistically thinking, they made it in on a crazy whim. Like, who knows? Maybe we'll see it. Maybe he'll use that as like his rehab swings or something. But yeah, it'll be cool. All right, make sure to tune in, support it, check it out. All right, I can't believe we're in the playoffs of the second season already. I feel like TGL just started. So
I know.
Sick with it. All right, Nick, get right into the Genesis, dude. I'm loving it.
The Cognizant.
Sorry, Genesis was
Last
2 times
week.
ago. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Genesis. Yeah, get into the Cognizant. Yeah, whatever. However you say that shit.
So Shane Lowry strolls up to 16, 3-shot lead. All he's got to do is par out, splash. Pushes it right, hits a double bogey. All right. Wasn't lost yet. 17 tee shots, splash.
Wet.
And they show Echevarria. He's only a group ahead of him. He birdies 18. The crowd's going nuts, and you see him look at the leaderboard, and he's like, guess I'm sitting tight. So good job, Echevarria. I think that was his third win on the PGA Tour.
I'm glad you can pronounce that name, dude. My God.
He played pretty well, though. He didn't have a catastrophic day. Lowry played great up until the last 3 holes.
Yeah, I was having a meltdown on the golf course right around the same time Shane Lowry was on Sunday. So,
Yeah, he just left him, and not a little bit. He left him far right. Like on 16, he had to drop from so far back.
Yeah.
It went out so early. There just wasn't much he could do at that point. You could see the wheels fall off literally watching.
Coming right off.
The first one came off, and he's like, I can still do it.
Yeah, and was it this week or Koepka finished tied for 9th, so he's making pushes, dude. He seems to be getting back into his swing and stuff. That's cool.
He did. He looked a lot better this week.
Yeah, that's great.
But also with not a very filled leaderboard.
No, it wasn't.
I think he'll compete better in the majors because he's still been shooting those over the last few years.
Sure.
I think this year is just going to be him getting re-familiar with all these courses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. Speaking of other courses, at Bay Hill Club this weekend is the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Should be a pretty good turnout. Who you got?
Man, it's kind of hard right now. Everything's kind of been a crapshoot this year, and it's been really weird.
It's been really weird, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been strange. A lot of different winners. Obviously, depending on Scotty's Thursday, because that's just been his Achilles heel this year, he's going to be up there. And I like Chris Gotterup in the way he's playing golf. I think he's going to make a run at the top.
I'm just going to take a shot in the dark. Someone that hasn't won this year, but still has been playing very good golf. Give me Xander, dude. Give me Xander. I'll take Xander this week. I think he'll pull it out. I think he will.
JT's back this week.
Yep, he could get right in there, dude. You want to know who I'd love to see win a tournament soon too? It's Jason Day. I think he's due time. I think he's due time to compete again, dude. It's been a while since we've got to see them baggy ass pants on a Sunday, you know.
I thought he won one last year.
He did, but I'm just saying, dude. It'd be sweet to see it again. I like it when I love Jason Day. He's a great player to watch. So, yeah, we're looking forward to that. And you know what? I like going over my notes and stuff before we got on tonight. I just was like talking to myself. I hate to say this, but like, I just don't think I care about Cover and Live anymore. I mean, I'll still talk about it if something crazy happens or whatever, but there's so much negative publicity going on with them right now. Like, have you seen what John Rahm did with something? There's something to do with the DP World Tour, and he decided to just say screw it and went against the contract, and now they don't know what to do, and it's a whole mess.
Well, he didn't go against the contract. The contract is you got to play 4 events, and they're trying to force him to play 6 and then fine him if he doesn't. He goes, fuck you. This is not what I signed up for.
Yep.
You're not just going to force me. Fine, I just won't play.
Yeah. Which, good for him. Yeah, good for him. So, but you also see a little bit about what happened, about how he flew a whole bunch of players out of the Middle East from the last tournament. They got stuck there, and he took his private jet and he flew him to the next tournament. I thought that was wild. It's pretty crazy. So, but yeah. We'll keep you updated with Liv if there's any big things that happen, but I just really want to see. I'd love to see Rahm and DeChambeau come back to their rightful home, man. It's just, I know when the contracts are up, things will change, but can't make it happen fast enough. I want to be able to watch. I mean, it makes the majors a little bit more special right now because it's the only time that I get to see everybody play. But it would make every Sunday more special to be able to watch all these guys play together. Just saying. Okay. Yeah, MLB, the World Baseball Classic is coming up, starting tomorrow, Thursday, March 5th, going all the way through Tuesday, March 17th. So we'll be keeping a pretty close eye on that as we get ready for the start of the Major League Baseball season. This will be a really good way to kick off this year. Really looking forward to that. So just wanted to throw that one out there. And then we've got, like I said, the Pistons lost their game last night to the Cavs, 113-109. Dropped a couple of the last ones, I'm sorry, no, that was before. Oh no, we've lost now. Yeah, final yesterday. Oh, and it was February 27th we played them and we beat them 122-119. But yeah, dude, Pistons are still top of the Eastern Conference. I think we had a 6-game lead still, 4.5. Got a 4.5 game lead on the Celtics. We're making a surge. Does Tatum have a chance to come back at all this year or no?
Nobody's saying whether he can come back or not this year. I think if they make a deep run, maybe.
But then he hasn't played all year, has he?
Yeah, but great players like that.
I'm just saying, dude, you don't, like, sometimes it's almost a double-edged sword to throw yourself back in the mix because you haven't been in with the feng shui of things and how it's, I don't know, dude. It could almost be a negative thing. Maybe he just rides it out and gets the ring on the bench, you know.
Him and Brown have been playing together for years, and that's really the only two that matter.
True that.
If you can get Tatum back and and not rush him back, then you absolutely are going to play him. He's a great two-way player.
But hey, dude, Pistons are still sitting at 45-15 on the season. Like, what an unbelievable season to watch so far. I just hope it continues late into June. So.
What's making me nervous is if Cade has a bad day, we have a bad day. We don't have that second scoring like monster.
True. We are missing that.
Teams are starting to figure that out now in the second half of this season. It's making me nervous.
Yeah, and it's really shutting Cade down, that's for sure. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it pans out, though, man. I mean, Cade is a beast. We'll just see how strong his back is. So, okay. And, yeah, we'll, NHL. See where the Red Wings are at. Red Wings slipped a little bit. We're sitting in third in the Atlantic Division right now at 76 points. Got Lightning leading it with 80. We are 4-4-2. Yeah, we're on a won our last game. But we are a -1 differential
Yeah, look at the differentials on the other teams.
Yeah, positive 26, positive 52. Yeah, man, I really hope we can figure it out with Larkin, dude. I really want to see them do something well and win a Stanley Cup with Larkin. He's just so deserving. He's such a great player. I hope
The
we can
trade
figure it out,
deadline
man.
is the 6th on the NHL. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping we go out and at least get a couple people.
When's the trade deadline?
March 6th, so Friday.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll make a move. We'll be covering that next week for sure. All right. Well, cool beans, dude. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap me up for the week. What about you, dude? You got anything
I'm
else?
good. No.
Sick with it. Well, if you made it this far in the episode and you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? It's kind of rude, but what the fuck ever. Who do I care? Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell us how wrong we are in the comments. Tell us all the fucking wrong stats we got too. And we will see everybody next week. With that being said, we are Hulaham.